Hello, writers! You guys have been learning lots and lots about writing while you were at school. Well, now we have to learn about writing at home. Some of the things that you learned at school about uncovering your opinions about books are that we can study different things about a book. We know that we can study the characters in a book, the favorite parts of our book, the pictures in our book, the titles, the covers, and even the lessons that we learn in a book. And we know that if we study these things, chances are we have an opinion about them. That means we think and feel strongly about something. And so we've been doing that work in school, and it's time for us to do it at home. So today I want to teach you, when we're writing at home, that writers are flexible. That means they try different things. When we're writing at home, things are a little bit different. We don't have our writing center with our writing pens and pencils and our special writing paper. So we definitely have to be flexible. We have to find what works for us in our home. And so when we're writing at home, there's some things that we need to make sure we're doing. The first one, we have to make sure that we're gathering our materials. And materials are the things we need to write. So gather your materials. What's that? What are our materials? Well, the first thing we need for Writer's Workshop is something to write with. There are so many things at our house that we can use to write with. So Miss Baker, doesn't even have a pencil at her house. So how am I going to do Writer's Workshop? Well, I found these in my house. And so some of them would be really good to use for Writer's Workshop. Like I could use these pens to write with. These would make great Writer's Workshop writing utensils, writing materials. I also found these markers. This is yellow, and so it would not be something really good to write with because I wouldn't be able to see my words. I also found this marker, which I could write with if I really, really needed to, but my best thing to write with are some pens or a pencil. The next thing I need to write with is paper. At our house, we don't have the fancy paper that we use at school with the square and all the lines on it. So we have to be flexible. That means we have to make it work. And so I looked around my house and I found a bunch of different things that I could use. One of the things I could use is computer paper. It doesn't have any lines, but that's okay. I can get several pieces and put them together to make a book. I also found some notebook paper. I could get a few pieces and put them together to make a book. I even found some cool colored paper. I can put it together and make a book. There's even a notebook I found lying around my house. This would be good to keep all my writing together. And I also found this notebook. It's a little smaller, but it will do. So the most important thing is to be flexible and find some paper that works for me. So once I've gathered my materials of something to write with and some paper, the next thing I need to do is find a good spot to focus. I need to be sure I find somewhere quiet, because if it's really loud, it's going to be hard for me to think. And I also need to find somewhere where I have room to work. We don't want to write on some place where everything is soft. We want to make sure we find room to work where we have a nice hard surface to write on, and we have plenty of room where we're not scrunched in.
Go.
Now that I have my writing utensil, my paper, in a nice quiet place with plenty of room, I'm ready to write.